Hello, everyone. Welcome to our LinkedIn Live session, Cloudian and VMware today. We've got some exciting news that we want to share with you. This is the first in a series of LinkedIn Lives that we're doing together with VMware, talking about Cloudian Hyperstore on VMware vSAN data persistence platform. Let me introduce myself, Grant Jacobson, with Cloudian, Director of Technology Alliances. And let me pass it to Gopala to introduce himself.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to our LinkedIn Live session. My name is Gopala Suryanarayana. I'm the product line manager at VMware, focusing on cloud native storage and modern stateful services on Tanzu and vSphere.
Great. So we're going to share with you today the solution on modernizing your data infrastructure. It's all about the data. This is, as I said, this is VMware vSAN data persistence platform and Cloudian object storage. This is through VMware Cloud Foundation, which we'll talk about more. So really glad to be doing this with VMware, expanding the partnership. Really excited to tell you about that right now. So let's get started.
Cool. Thanks, Grant. So let's talk about the foundation which we are using to build this integration with Cloudian Hyperstore. So the foundation that we are using is the VMware Cloud Foundation platform. Basically, VMware Cloud Foundation is the ubiquitous hybrid cloud solution offering from VMware. It runs the vSphere SDDC, which is essentially the full stack of the products that are needed for customers to implement a private and a hybrid cloud solution. It very well packages all of the different flagship offerings across compute, storage, networking, and management. So the components that you see there, vSAN, vSphere, NSX, and the vRealize suite of products, they're all brought together. And then we build the SDDC manager over all of these things to present that day zero, day two operations lifecycle management for all of these components. Right, and the biggest value on top of this is the ability to run modern applications with the integration with vSphere, with Kubernetes and Tanzu. So the VMware Cloud Foundation with Tanzu provides that entire full stack with the option to also run modern applications with vSphere, with Kubernetes and Tanzu. Right. So so Grant, do you want to talk about the Hyperstore and its value that it's bringing to this mix here?
Yes, great. So for those not familiar with Cloudian Hyperstore, we are the industry's leading object storage platform. We're rated #1 by Gartner for critical capabilities across all use cases here. So we're excited to be working with VMware to combine Cloudian Object Store with this new platform. Just briefly about Hyperstore, this is enterprise software that deploys directly to this platform, the vSAN data persistence platform. Customers start small with a few nodes that scales to exabytes. It's fully featured. There is military-grade security. There's multi-tenancy with QoS and billing, and it's hybrid multi-cloud ready. So it really is addressing all of the use cases that object storage is serving here. And it's particularly timely because increasingly there is a need for the modern cloud native Kubernetes applications that are requiring object storage. So all this is available as a combined offering together with the VMware Cloud Foundation.
Sure. Thanks, Grant. And let me very quickly, if we build this slide out, we will see that there are all these different values that we are showing there. So let me very quickly introduce the VMware vSAN data persistence platform. Essentially, what VMware has seen is there is an increased amount of interest to deploy modern applications on our the VCF platform. And that's in the direction that we're also investing in Tanzu. So we're making it easy for customers to deploy modern applications on VCF. And when we look at the storage aspect of it, it is extremely clear that these modern applications require object stores. Enterprise-grade object stores come up all the time with our customers. So what VMware is really doing here is trying to bring on object stores to the mix for these modern applications. And that's the reason we have invested and developed this data persistence platform. Essentially, what this platform offers is it offers partners like Cloudian framework, wherein they can integrate their own services on top of Tanzu and specifically vSAN in this example here, and get all the benefits of the vSAN management, the HCI management that we have offered for the traditional applications. Those are all extended now to these object stores as well. Right. In addition, we also provide that Kubernetes-based consumption model for our customers, for our developers with this platform here. And the additional benefit that we also provide with this platform is we provide the performance and cost optimized storage in vSAN Direct, wherein you're trying to offer the bare metal kind of cost and performance efficiencies to Cloudian that is now running on the Tanzu platform, on the VCF platform. So you get all the benefits of the bare metal kind of an appliance, but now with the HCI management, with the Kubernetes consumption model right within the VCF platform, right? So we are really excited to be having Cloudian running on this platform. And the benefits that the customers get with this integration is they get that one-click deployment, simplified deployment, and simplified enablement of the services. Consumption models for developers, self-service consumption models that they have been used to on the public cloud. For the vSphere administrators, they get all their operations like maintenance, like lifecycle automated for them, even when they're not replicating data on the underlying storage layer, which is a key value that we have added with this. So for the first time, we are now making it possible for customers to not replicate data on vSAN and only replicate that within the Cloudian layer, right? So that's the end-to-end, the value propositions that we are offering. I would now let Grant share a little bit about the benefits that Cloudian brings in to this mix on top of data persistence platform.
Yeah, thanks, Gopala. So there's a little graphic image up here, if you can see that, showing Hyperstore, which is deployed as a container in this solution here. So there's Hyperstore pods running, and as Gopala said, this is really simple to do everything from VMware, vCenter, vSphere. Everything is set up and deployed and provisioned and managed, including health checks, all in one here. And that was said for whatever application is running on the platform. So that's both the modern cloud native applications with Hyperstore, as well as, and at the same time, as the traditional IT applications. And we'll get into the different use cases, but the message here for you is it really is simple. It really is enabling new cost savings with efficiencies, simplicity, productivity improvement, all because it's an integrated offering. Next.
All right, so let's quickly talk about the different deployment modes that we have for Cloudian on the data persistence platform. On the left-hand side, what you're seeing is you're seeing a model wherein customers are trying to consolidate their traditional and modern workloads on the same cluster. So in such a model, you have the regular block storage that is now offered by vSAN, that is now used by some of these traditional databases and applications. But alongside that block storage, you also have the S3-compatible Cloudian object store. That is now offering the storage for modern Kubernetes-based applications, right? So this is the model that's going to be popular with customers that have existing deployments and they want to consolidate modern applications, traditional applications, object stores on the same kind of a cluster. So you get all the management simplicities. You manage your cluster as a whole, and this is going to be a popular deployment model for our existing customers. On the right-hand side, what you see is a model wherein customers are deploying dedicated object stores, and they are looking at the efficiencies, the cost efficiencies, the performance efficiencies that bare metal appliances offer, but they would like to manage those appliances in a better fashion. So they are now bringing it into the vSphere and the Tanzu mix. So in this case, the vSAN direct storage option that we have offered with data persistence platform provides that direct access to the underlying storage layer, be it SSDs, be it cheap and deep hard disks. So with that kind of a standalone model, you can deploy a Cloudian cluster, which can get the benefit of either the performance of the underlying storage or the cost efficiencies of the underlying storage, and yet be managed seamlessly, right? Operated seamlessly by our vSphere administrators. And the good thing about this is that even though this is a dedicated cluster, you can consume S3 APIs by any of your applications, right? It could be modern applications running in Kubernetes. It could be virtualized applications. It could be even other bare metal applications that could be consuming the S3 storage that's coming in from this standalone cluster, right? So Grant, what are you hearing from your customers, and what are your thoughts on these deployment modes?
Yeah, it's actually been very well received. There's a lot of excitement around this. Just what you said about enabling these, the ability for Hyperstore Cloudian storage to be available to these different applications as needed. It's really shared storage across all of the application workloads.
Right.
And to drill down a bit here on the way this works, as you introduced, is you have Cloudian buckets deployed on the platform. The software is running on the platform and using the disks, as you said, whether SSD flash or it's hard disk drives, as depending on the application workload use case, available are running the same. So for example, if your application needs performance and you need performance optimized storage, then you deploy that with using the SSD flash, for example. Otherwise, you take advantage of the hard disk drive. So it's very flexible in terms of both the deployment mode options as well as how you use the Cloudian storage across the different application workloads. So let's talk a bit about the use cases. There are many. There's just a few mentioned here, but it's all the traditional object storage use cases, which is for your unstructured data, for applications that require what we call capacity optimized data. And that is even data consolidation, which is kind of the main use case here. Moving everything onto the platform is one way to think about it. And just mentioning a few others, you have, of course, the cloud native applications running in Kubernetes containers that require the object storage. For example, DevOps is a good example of that. You have as well data protection, and there are many use cases across data protection where, say, the Oracle database or the SAP HANA is backed up onto Cloudian to protect that data. It could be the cloud native containers being backed up, for example, with Valero. If you have a preferred backup partner, whether it's a Rubrik or a Veeam or a Veritas or a Commvault or someone else that is connecting via S3, that will work just fine. Datrium is another one that can be used easily with this solution. So data protection is a key one. I'll just mention one that is actually very has a very high level of urgency around it, which is ransomware protection, or protection against attacks on data with ransomware, malware. So we have solutions around that with Veeam Commvault with the security built in. So very flexible for data protection. Enterprise Splunk is a good example here where perhaps the Splunk indexes are already running on VMware vSAN, but now you can take the warm and the cold data, the log data, and also run that in Cloudian. So now you have an end-to-end Splunk solution. Other data analytics application workloads are also a very good fit here because you can have a data lake with the Cloudian storage built out as needed across the cluster. So those are just a few. File tiering is another one where you're tiering infrequently accessed data, say in your NAS system, and you want to balance out that expensive capacity and move the infrequently used data to a more cost-effective storage tier on Cloudian. That's another one. And again, there's more than this, but that's a good overview of where we start. Back to you.
Yeah. All right, let's go to the next slide. So here we would like to summarize the different benefits. Essentially, Cloudian Hyperstore on data persistence platform offers the following benefits. So we are primarily trying to drive down the cost of operation, whether it is the cost of operation of the object store itself, dollar per gigabyte, dollar per performance, IOPS, or the management operations cost for our customers, right? So we are trying to drive both of those down. We are now able to leverage the existing skill sets of the vSphere admins to now manage modern applications and object stores. On the velocity, we believe that with this kind of an integration, we are able to offer the modern application teams these self-service capabilities, these capabilities to consume object stores right within VCF, so they are able to innovate much faster and deliver their own IP to their customers much faster with this integration. And finally, we have simplified the operations by providing this mix of both traditional and modern applications in the same cluster, so that unified management is a key piece of this entire mix here. And we believe that the operation simplicity is a key value that we are providing with this as well.
Right. You know, just the example of deploying and managing Hyperstore directly from VMware vCenter. These are common skills and training that users already have for that, and managing a Hyperstore cluster across data centers without leaving vSphere. These all translate into productivity benefits, cost savings, and other efficiencies. So lots of possibilities here. Let's go to the next slide. So for more information, Cloudian.com/VMware is a dedicated VMware page with all of this and more available for you. There's a free trial available. We have a Kubernetes operator available as well. And of course, just if you're interested in more direct information, vSAN at Cloudian.com. Gopala, any other information from you?
Yeah, no, I think do feel free to reach out to the VMware sales representatives if you're working with one for more information. But definitely the email alias that you see there could be used for any other queries, questions. Happy to answer those offline. And thank you everyone for attending this live session. We hope to be hearing from you. Thank you so much.
Thanks so much.